Hello, and welcome to this D&D Behind the Screen update video. The short version is that the format of the campaign, of the series, isn't really working out that well long term. And it wasn't supposed to be long term in the first place, but here we are. And because of that, we've decided to end the campaign here. Now, there will be watch party live streams where the players will be reacting to the prep videos and all the behind the screen sort of stuff, which will be fun. So that's the short version. The long version is, well, it's twofold, and before we get into the twofold bit, I'll just recap what the project was supposed to be for anyway, very, very quickly. So the series is intended to help new GMs who might be struggling with their games, so that they have a behind the scenes look into how I personally plan and run things, and how my thought processes go and that sort of thing, so that if they're maybe struggling with some bits, they might glean some bit of, well, hopefully wisdom. But yeah, so that was the idea. Specifically for Jamie and Mr. W, maybe, if he wants to run something as well, who knows. But yeah, or anybody who's watching, really. And so that's why we had limited it to 8 sessions, and that's also why I committed to going through the process of, after every live stream, watching the whole live stream back, making notes, compiling my thoughts, then going out, recording a report video, then putting thought into not only the preparation stuff, but also recording that, and then editing the whole thing, uploading it, and then noting down all of the ramblings of me prepping for the next session. And so yeah, that's the kind of the preamble of the twofold thing. So the long explanation for why it's not really working out, which I think is also maybe useful to somebody, who knows. The first of those twofolds is that because of the limitation of 8 sessions, I did everything I could to push the players, to make them progress faster, or to try to make them progress faster, which, one, didn't really work, but 2, it also meant that for example, in the beginning I said that I really didn't want the party to be split, because if we've got a split party, that means that it will take even longer for each player to be in the limelight and to have even scenes that they're in. And so splitting the party isn't great when you're live streaming anyway, especially if you've only got 2 hours for a game. But if you've only got 8 sessions, it's even more of a problem. And so that's why I requested that in the beginning, which then had the consequence of definitely Jamie, maybe Kango as well, I'm not too sure, but definitely Jamie wasn't really able to follow their own lines of inquiry and their own plot threads to get to their character's plot, so to say. For example, when the players spend the first however many sessions in the capital city to begin with, several of the players had scenes and events to progress with their plot lines through, but Jamie didn't really have much opportunity to ask around for her friend. For his friend, Carl, yeah, for his friend. And so when we moved on, when that whole thing happened in the magic shop and we moved on, I made no effort to keep the door open, so to say, so that they could resume or continue to have inquiry in the city, because I really wanted the players to move on, because they'd already spent too long in the city according to my reckoning anyway. And then that problem kind of continued on, and in sort of near the end, so the last 1 or 2 sessions we had, I did try, Jamie approached me about this, and so I did try to do some things to maybe fix that. So I introduced the character of that scholar guy, I forget his name, who is not only a direct link to Kar's backstory and plot thread, but also is a good way for the rest of the group to get into what they want to do and what they want to figure out. And so I was trying to fit things in to maybe solve that issue, and it might work, who knows. But then a part of that is also I kind of went back on the no splitting the party thing, because again Jamie came to me and said that that's causing issues, and they're not really finding that much enjoyment because of that. Like, their characters mostly just there, which is true. And so I kind of went back on the no splitting the party thing, but then that would have dragged things out even more. And that brings me on to the second of the two folds, which is that I agreed to doing all of that extra work to make the behind the scenes parts for 8 sessions, or for a bit going over that. But if it's continuing inevitably, that's the wrong word, if it's continuing without an end in sight, then that's not something that is fun for me to do anymore. And so, yeah, that's why we've decided to call it here. But we will maybe have a new game sometime in the future. Maybe some Star Trek thing. We're still figuring things out, but anyway, that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed this series, and that you maybe had something to glean from it if you're a GM, or if you're just interested. And I'll see you soon, so bye-bye.